This is Tracy Williams, Opportunity Grant Writing LLC. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel. How to my Facebook friends out there. Thank you for everyone who subscribed to me on Eventbrite. Again, this is a free webinar for grant writing. I know everyone's home due to the COVID-19. This is and something for everyone to do is to listen to me today. So I'm glad you're here. Topics we will be going over is the grant.gov website. Everybody needs to know how to maneuver through that. We're going to go through what y'all need to start looking for grants, what you need to, even if you don't even have your business right now, but you're thinking about starting a business, we're going to go through the things that you need and getting incorporated and all that stuff. For everyone who doesn't know me, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. We're in Columbia, Maryland right now in the studios here. I do have a nonprofit and I do have an LLC. My nonprofit is Youth Corps Baltimore, where we take young men to Ghana, Africa for a trade, and they learn a trade there and they come back here and do an apprenticeship program. Right now, we're doing on solar paneling and also HVAC. But unfortunately, because of the COVID-19, we had to postpone our group that's going over. So, and if you're in the chat room right now, or if you're on Facebook, you can always get to YouTube. It's a link on my Facebook page and Youth Corps Facebook, so that on my Facebook, Youth Corps Baltimore Facebook, and also in my Facebook page to my friends. Also, you can, if you're on my Facebook page, you can take that link and come into YouTube so we can talk in the chat room. And at the end of this, I'll be taking questions. Okay, so let's get started. So I know all of you have heard about the grants that you could get. Basically, if you're a business, it was a $10,000 employee grant that you get to pay your employees. Unfortunately, that's over. And it was a $10,000 grant. Unfortunately, that's over. But it's the other grants that's still available on the Small Business Association website. That's SBA.gov. That's SBA, the Small Business Association. If you're not here from Baltimore, you can look in your city for your Small Business Association website. You can just Google that. Also, it was a lot of people had asked me questions about, am I going to get that stimulus and that, all that. Basically, go on IRS.gov website and you can look at if you're going to get that stimulus check or not. But basically, everybody's going to get that stimulus check. Unfortunately, if you do owe child support, you won't get that stimulus check. From my understanding, if you look on IRS.gov website, you can look and see, are you eligible? If you haven't filed taxes, you can go on there and do your own, fill in your information yourself, and make sure you have a direct deposit because you don't want it to come in the mail or take a while. Also, my mother personally has been asking me, am I gonna get that check? Am I gonna get that stimulus check? I said, Ma, if you receive Social Security, if you use SSI disability, you will get it. But you're not gonna get it when the tax file is filed, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have gotten their check by now. Other than that, so right now we're going to do grants. If you're a nonprofits qualify for most of the grants. LLCs, you're in there too, especially if you're doing something for community-wise. I just recently wrote a winning grant for a business here in Baltimore, a mental health program business. Grants for government grants are usually run from July, and state grants also. So for FARS grants, you got the federal government grants, you got your state grants, your local city grants, and foundation grants. So basically, grant.gov is where you want to start at. So you got to have your nonprofit registered, your LLC registered to get into grants.gov. And importantly, you got to have your EIN number. Where do you get your EIN number? From the IRS website. Also, the DUNS number. A lot of people don't know what the DUNS number is. If you want to even write a federal grant, you need a DUNS number. If you want to apply for credit for your LLC or your business that you have, you need a DUNS number. Let's go into the grants.gov website. And we're going to fiddle around the grants.gov website right now. And I'm going to show you how to basically show you everything and work around it. The grants.gov website is it's not complicated, but it's a lot to go to it. And basically they have tutorials on there that you can look at to help you write your grant. Let's go through the grant.gov website. All right, so what you have up here, you have the grants.gov website. Right here it says Learn Grants, Grants 101. If you click that, it goes to you, see how you can do grants. It has grant policies, the eligibility, terminology, grant making agencies. You got to know who your grantors are. You're the grantee, and then you had a grantor. You ever see how you go to DC and go to those balls and stuff? Yes, your grantors are there. Get to know them and get to know where they'll be at. They have a secretary to tell you. You got to be chummy. Chummy so they get to know you and your business. You got grant careers here. You got grant reporting and grant fraud. That's another episode. That'll be in my episode 2 talking about grant fraud, and you want to stay away from that. You got the pre-award phase, award phase, and the post-award phase. So basically, the pre-award phase say, oh, okay, you got the opportunity in the application review. They're reviewing it. Hey, I got the grant. Then you on the award phase. You got your money. Post-award, that means after you got to implement everything that you do. And then this is the applicants. How to apply for grants is here. Workspace. Workspace is for more than one person in your company to start writing the grant. Y'all can do it together. This shouldn't be a one-man project, but sometimes it is. But if it's not, you can all work together. That way, everybody can put their input, and the final person will make sure everything is correct. You got the applicant training right here. You need to get to the training. You cannot do this unless you do training. Another thing. That's enough of that. But one thing I want y'all to realize is that you gotta have the DUNS number. Where do you get the DUNS number from? Let's go to the Duns & Bradstreet. Duns & Bradstreet, Business Directory, DUNS number. Apply for your DUNS number. Getting your DUNS number is how you're going to get your grant. Getting your DUNS number is how you're going to get your loan for your business. Getting that DUNS number is very important. It's business credit. You don't have to use your social security number, of course. This is the number. This is your business social security number right here. So make sure you get a DUNS number from Duns & Bradstreet. And also, they are very helpful also. So the DUNS number and the government. So this is going to tell you how to, when you go to the grants.gov website, they're going to tell you about your DUNS number. And there's a couple other things that you need also. Getting back to grants. That's the federal government website for you to be able to get your grants. So, okay, 501c3. What's the 501c3? 501c3 is for your nonprofit. If you have a nonprofit business, you're going to need that 501c3. That's another application you have to do for the IRS.gov. Nonprofit, we all know what nonprofits are: churches, youth organizations. A lot of times, what's the main nonprofits? American Red Cross, those are big ones, Catholic charities. But you can have a smaller nonprofit. You don't have to be a church, but you can be like a youth. You're helping youth, or like a social service, or you're helping the homeless or the poor, something like that. But those are your basic nonprofits. And the 501c3 pays your employees for your nonprofit. That 501c3 is, people think when you hear 501c3 and nonprofit, I don't have to pay no taxes. you as an employee of a 501c3, of course you got to pay taxes, but you get tax breaks and you don't have to pay for, like if you buy a van, you don't have to pay the taxes on the van. If you if you have like Youth Corps, like we take our young people to trips, the taxes that we pay, we don't have to pay the taxes for them. Basically like that. So on a 501c3, basically you don't have to pay the taxes. Okay, but you do have to file every year. You have to have your budget every year, and make sure when you have your 501c3 that the money you get is the money that you use for. You can use it for your office. You can use it for your office equipment. You can use it to buy a van. You can use it to pay your employees. So that's the money from the grant that you get from the 501c3 for your nonprofit. LLC. LLCs, you also eligible for grants. You also eligible for grants, but it depends on what type of grant you're looking for. Of course, you'll find it through the federal, the government, the grants.gov website. Also, you have fundraising. If you have a nonprofit, fundraising is a good way to also get money. And when you do the fundraising, it's some things you have to do with that. You have to apply with your state to make sure that you have, it's a certificate that you get to make sure you can do fundraising. Okay. Also, all nonprofits, I don't know if a lot of nonprofits know this, but a nonprofit, you get to you hit 12 liquor license per year. That means if you have an event and you want to sell liquor, sell alcohol, beer, you have to make sure that you get that. You have to go to your county, wherever. If you have an event in your city, you need to go to the city and get your license. You need to go to the county, but it's free, and you eligible for that if you're a nonprofit for that also. Let's talk about corporate sponsors. What is a corporate sponsor? If you're a nonprofit and you want to have a corporate sponsor, your corporate sponsors are the businesses in your community. Businesses in your community. Amazon is here in Baltimore. So hopefully Amazon will, I think Amazon is, and Under Armour also is helping out some nonprofits here in the city. They give them money and stuff like that, but you gotta go to them yourself. You gotta write your business proposal. A lot of grants that you have to write is not on grants.gov. A lot of, like I said, are city and state and foundations. That's where it comes into play, that you have to write your grant yourself. You don't have no instructions, and you have to write your grant yourself. And when you write a grant yourself, you're writing, and it's a feeling that you write. You're writing to get money. Letting them know what's the purpose. What is the purpose of your nonprofit? What are you doing? For me, for Youth Corps, what I do is let the grantors know that I am asking for money to help out young men in Baltimore, to send them out of the city, take them out of the city into a new environment in Africa. There they will learn a trade, they will come back and apply their trade, and they will get these young men off the street. But you gotta be specific, you gotta have creativity. That's what they're looking for, creativity, when you're writing these grants. That's your proposal. Also, the thing that a lot of people have come to me about is that budget. Okay, say for instance the grant is $100,000. What are you going to use that $100,000 for? You got to write your budget. I'm using this $100,000, or I'm using $20,000 to buy 2 vans. I'm taking $30,000 to upgrade my building that I'm already on, or whatever. You got to be specific of what your budget is for. If you're going for a higher grant, you got to have your employees there, how much you're paying your employees, and what the salaries are, and make sure that you have all that. The budget isn't the most difficult thing, I think, when I'm writing a grant. So I do help writing my budget. They need to know your outcome. What do you expect your outcome to be with your business? The outcome that we expect for Youth Corps, we expect our young men to get jobs. The outcome is getting a job, going to work, paying taxes, and providing for themselves and their family. That's the outcome that you need to have. That's also in my grant series also. That I think we'll go more over that in my part 2. Also, when you're writing a grant, be sure that you have someone proofread it. A lot of grants go in. Don't, when you're doing the grant for the first time, you're excited and you think, okay, I got this. Make sure you have somebody proofread it. Just don't send it in, hey, I'm just sending it in. Make sure you have somebody proofread it for you. And just because a lot of nonprofits start out not having a 501c3, don't say, oh, I can't apply for this grant because I don't have a 501c3. Yes, you can. You're going to have to get sponsorship, not a corporate sponsor, but a sponsorship. Say, for instance, you have a nonprofit and you don't have your 501c3 yet because your 501c3 do take time to come. What you can do is get a sponsorship. So the deli down the street or another nonprofit or someone can sponsor you. Preferably get with another nonprofit that has that 501c3 and is in business. They can sponsor you and y'all can do it together. It's a partnership. So when we started, we had partnership with a couple of other nonprofits before we got ours, not 501c3, and we worked together. When you work together in a business, it makes everything easy. When you just have one person doing everything for themselves, it makes it much harder. So if you can get with somebody that want to work with you, it'll work. Find that person or that company, that business that'll work with you, and then everything will come out right. Remember, working together. Okay. Also, when you're trying to go for a grant, you have a business. Your business is there. You need some grant help. Don't be afraid to ask. Opportunity Grant Writing LLC is what we just started. We are here to help. You can email me later, and if I can, I'll get back to you. Also, at the end of this, if you have any questions, put your questions down here in the chat bar, and I will answer as best as I can. I will answer the questions. Okay. Also, don't forget to subscribe and to like my channel. Subscribe and like my channel. You can also will be able to watch the other series that's coming up. Okay, let's see. All right, so let's start the chat box. Anybody have any questions? You can ask your questions now, and I will answer them as best as I can. Also, businesses that you have a LLC that you have. If you need assistance with that, just because you don't have a nonprofit, you have an LLC, please get in touch with me also for that one. You can always email me. Okay. All right, so down at the bottom of my YouTube page is a link. That link that you see at the bottom of my YouTube page is a link to a book that I wrote with some, it's some guidelines. Now, in that book is some good things in there. It's foundation grants. When you're looking for grants, you got to search. You got to search hard. I gave you in that book, I gave you free links. I gave you links so you can go ahead, click the link. You can buy the book, and once you buy the book, you will see the links. It's a download book to different foundation grants. Foundation grants basically is when you want to start, and that's where your money is, the foundation grants. Also, don't forget that part 2 of this series, we're going to go through the whole shebang, how you do your articles on corporation, and how you're going to start writing up your mission statement, objective, and all that. So part 2 series is going to go into that series. Okay. Let's see. So I'm gonna write in the chat box. And oh, by the way, this is my first webinar, so bear with me. Let's see. Did that go through? Yeah, that went through. So if you have a question, I'll answer your questions. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and that's it. So basically, that's it. So if you have any questions, make sure you email me. Email me at ptbizznes@gmail.com. That's ptbusiness@gmail.com. If you need help with anything. I'm gonna give everyone a few more minutes to come in, and I see a lot of people have not came into this yet. Okay. All right. Also, Youth Corps of Baltimore has a Facebook page. You can also go to Youth Corps Baltimore Facebook page, and we're also giving a trip to Ghana soon. Hopefully, this COVID-19 be over with, and we be going to Ghana soon. That we planned that for the end of August, September. So if you want to go, just hit me up on Facebook, Youth Corps Baltimore on Facebook, Youth Corps Baltimore on Facebook.com. And you can see that also. Join the group. I will accept you into that group. And like I said, Africa is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience. So make sure that you go into that also. It's a trip that oh my gosh, I loved, and you won't never, ever, ever regret it. Okay? So, and at the bottom on lulu.com is the book that I was talking about that you can purchase. Okay? All right, let's see. Can you add a link? How can you add a link, and how we can reach you? Can you add a link? Oh, how you reach me and add a link? Let me put that down here right now. So to reach me, input PTBICC. Is that okay? ptbusiness@gmail.com. Okay, that's the email that you can reach me at, and the phone number. Let me give you the phone number. I used to know phone numbers by heart, but you know how that go. So the phone number is 443-457-3156. There it is. My partner page is putting on the chat line. Hello, hi Paige, how are you? All right. I want to say thank you to my son Davon, who's help me with the studio, and also my partner Paige also. In fact, I want to come back soon because I see a lot of people that subscribe is not on this channel. I don't know what's going on, but I will do what did you want to call it? Like a part 2 to part 1 soon, just to make sure everyone that signed up on Eventbrite be able to get to this link. So I'm going to basically make sure that everyone was able to get in. Okay, so we will be doing a part 2 to the part 1. Okay, so thank you all for joining in to our first webinar, and hopefully you'll come back again. If you want to hi, Miss Hawkins. Hello. How are you? Lanessa Hawkins. Hi, Miss Hawkins. Thank you for joining in. And Lou also said a trip to Africa. Will you be the contact person? sure. Contact me at that number I had for the trip. Hopefully, let this COVID-19 be over with real soon, and that we can go to Africa. So yeah, at that phone number, you can contact us at that phone number, or email me at the ptbusiness@gmail.com. Now, if the trip is postponed for anything, I will gladly let y'all know. Okay? I want to again thanks everybody for joining into our first webinar. Yes, we were nervous, but I think we made through it. But I want more people to join because I have so much information to give you. So we'll be doing a part 2 to this part 1 real soon. And thanks again for watching us. Peace and blessings, and stay safe, everyone.